listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, broadcasting to you live. Streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. As we're making our way now, 20 minutes before the top of the 9 o'clock hour, as we wrapped up with Galen from Life South Community Blood Centers, as we want to give another shout out to our sponsors of that segment, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. I'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Any questions, again, on how they're handling COVID-19, they say give them a call, 352-854-6262. That's 352-854-6262. And, of course, Penn Flooring, family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30 years. Full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution to your flooring needs, experience in both commercial and residential fields. 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, 351-3420. That's 351-3420. As we're moving on here in the show, as it is now time for news bits of news that you can chew. As we were talking just a little bit with Galen about, obviously, before the 8 o'clock hour, I was mentioning the guidelines that had come up from the Washington press conference yesterday with President Donald Trump, coming up with phases in which the experts are saying in a way to kind of leave it to the governors to decide what they do based on the phases, though, for what they see with the reduction of the spread of COVID-19. They can make their choices from it. And what that leads into is an article I wanted to read based on thousands of people converged to protest the Michigan governor's stay-at-home order in Operation Gridlock. So it was out of Lansing, Michigan, that demonstrators drove thousands of vehicles, many draped with protest signs, to Michigan's state capitol on Wednesday as they loudly protesting Governor Gretchen Whitmer's stay-at-home order intended to fight the coronavirus pandemic. Police watched as horns honked and commercial and private vehicles from around the state jammed Capitol Avenue and other states surrounding Michigan's seat of government in Lansing. And it says here, quote, "Liberty, once lost, is lost forever." I read a sign draped across the commercial van. It says another quote was, "Security without liberty is called prison." Read another. And then stretched across Capitol's front lawn, "Recall Whitmer." Was another third sign. It said Wednesday that she respects the right to protest, but believes many of the protesters put themselves and others at risk of contracting COVID-19. "I was really disappointed to see people congregating and not wearing masks," she said, end quote. As that continued on, she said she was one person, quote, handing out candy with bare hands. She said one person was handing out candy with bare hands. Quote, "We know that this demonstration is going to come to a cost to people's health. When people gather in the way that they did without masks, that's how COVID-19 spreads." Said sad irony here is that they don't like being in a stay-at-home order, and they may have just created the need to lengthen it, which is something we're trying to avoid. Organizers said they expected thousands of vehicles, and those projections appeared accurate. Lieutenant Darren Green of Michigan's State Police estimated several thousand cars were part of the demonstration, with 100 to 150 people on Capitol lawn. Green said traffic was backed up for more than a mile around the Capitol in several directions. It says here, quote, "They're doing a good job of maintaining social distancing, huh?" Green said. "They're being respectful and not causing any issues at all. Still, many on the sidewalks were passing close to each other, and most were not wearing masks." Neither the Michigan State Police nor the Lansing Police Department had reported any arrests, though, by 2 p.m. local time. And as it was the stay-at-home order, as it was financially crippling for many. As they mention here, is a Michigan native and owner of Wildwood Family Farms, said his family has been in business for 4 generations, and the order is financially crippling on several fronts. The company does landscaping, has greenhouses, hosts weddings, and has a liquor license. "This is our busiest time of year," and he says, and then he drove to Lansing for the demonstration dubbed Operation Gridlock. because organizers said that they wanted to gain attention by tying up traffic. I'd rather die from the coronavirus than see a generational company be gone. Old statements. It says, Hayboer, the gentleman, later said that he feels very strongly about the stay-at-home order, but wished he had chosen different words in order to express it. So that's just an idea of some of the places, and Michigan being one of them, and the idea of taking a stand to say that they have a voice in what they think is the best direction for themselves based on the governor and what they would want to see happen. So interesting, none the less as such. Now, with the same topic here, it says here, this one out of Tallahassee, Florida, so more local to us, is that 1 in 5 COVID-19 deaths tied to long-term care. Tallahassee, for weeks, Governor Ron DeSantis has warned reportedly about the devastating toll the COVID-19 could have on Florida's seniors and the potential impacts on nursing homes and other facilities for vulnerable residents. It says new numbers compiled and released by the state show the true depths of the governor's warnings. Nearly 20% of the state's COVID-19 deaths stem from long-term care facilities. As of Thursday morning, 126 of the state's 633 reported COVID-19 deaths were related to infections at nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and other long-term care centers in 22 counties. The state released reports twice a day showing a varying and a variety of statistics about the COVID-19 pandemic, but it did not provide a death toll for long-term care facilities until Wednesday evening. In all, 1,394 COVID-19 cases as of Thursday morning involved long-term care residents or members, staff members. Through the state numbers, which it did not break down how many only involved residents. It says here that the, quote, fact that 1 in 5 fatalities started as an infection in a long-term care facility, and in some counties, 100% of the fatalities, demonstrates that the residents of long-term care facilities are among the most vulnerable groups of all in this pandemic, as the AARP spokesman for Florida, David Burns, told the News Service of Florida. The COVID-19 reports are compiled from data collected by the Florida Department of Health. The department did not immediately comment on the new inclusion of information about long-term care facility deaths, but the inclusion came as a criticism as it mounted because of DeSantis' administration refusal to release the names of long-term care facilities that house infected residents or the number of facilities battling the alarming fast spread of the virus. The number of cases in long-term care facilities increased from 81 on April 1st to 1,394 on Thursday morning. That growth rate is far higher than the roughly threefold increase in overall cases during the period. The News Service of Florida reported that the federal health inspectors arrived in the state in early April to evaluate infection control efforts at long-term care facilities in a handful of counties. Federal Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator Seema Verma announced her agency was deploying the teams to conduct targeted infection control inspections in the areas the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention deemed likely to have potential outbreaks. The state, though, refused to disclose which counties the federal inspections teams visited. It also refused to disclose the names of the facilities with infections and whether the facilities were nursing homes, assisted living centers, or institutions for people with developmental or intellectual disabilities. It also refused to disclose the number of facilities with infected residents or staff members. Though DeSantis acknowledged the number of facilities with infections totaled 97 as of Monday, says here that the AARP had reportedly asked DeSantis to release the names of the facilities, arguing that it would give peace of mind to family members and other people who have been cut off from visiting residences since March 14th. Now, the Miami Herald filed a notice of intent to pursue a public records lawsuit over that refusal. The Herald subsequently reported that DeSantis' administration induced the paper's law firm to back away from the lawsuit, prompting the new organizations to hire a new attorney. Now, Burns told the news service that the death toll data is, quote, more proof of why we need transparency about which facilities have outbreaks and what they are doing in each facility. The release of the data also comes as nursing homes push DeSantis to provide protection from civil lawsuits or criminal prosecution as the industry works to contain the spread of COVID-19. The Florida Healthcare Association sent a letter to DeSantis April 3rd making the request. The nursing home industry group on Thursday held a 90-minute teleconference with Florida lawmakers to provide them with an update on the industry's response to the virus. Spokeswoman Kristen Knapp said that the association did not keep track of which lawmakers were on the call, but said Senator Aaron Bean, Republican Fernando Beach, Gail Harrell, Republican Stewart, Senator Lori Berman, Democrat Lantana, and others asked the questions. And in the press release announcing the conference call, the association noted that Florida has 3,700 licensed nursing homes and assisted living facilities, and that, quote, fewer than 100 had the infections. Most of the facilities, the release said, had 4 or less individuals who are asymptomatic and have had only mild symptoms. Former state long-term care Brian Lee doesn't think that that's worth bragging about, as 1 in 5 deaths are linked to the facilities. Lee, the executive director of the Group for the Families for Better Care, has frequently clashed with nursing homes industry officials and said, quote, are we expected to just buy into the spin? As Lee said of the Florida Healthcare Association's comments in the news release, that everything is copacetic and things are great. Look at the numbers. So it is alarming in a way, and for those who do have family members that they haven't been able to see in these so-called long-term nursing home type and assisted living facilities, it is alarming to think that with the reports that come out this week, that 1 in 5 of the COVID-19 deaths tied to the long-term care. And what was incredible was that the state released the reports twice a day showing that the statistics of COVID-19 and the pandemic did not provide a death toll for the long-term care facilities until Wednesday evening. And in all, 1,394 COVID-19 cases as of Thursday morning involve long-term care residents and staff members. So it does bring up those conversations and those questions about obviously in long-term care facilities, they are older people, which are more susceptible to those types of things, but it also makes you wonder about certain things or guidelines that they implemented to slow the virus. And then not only that, the expectations of exactly who these long-term care facilities are, and for the family members that have family in long-term care facilities, of not being able to know which ones have had more of the cases of the COVID-19. And with that, knowing that if it does, 1 in 5 deaths coming from long-term care. So it's a little heavy nonetheless. And when you start looking at that, I guess, in the whole big picture, that's who, of course, we were most worried about, were the susceptible to the virus, as would be the flu and everything like that, with everything that we did in precautionary. So when we talk about the conversation of moving back to some normalcy, you start to think about, okay, the stages or guidelines that were being talked about, implemented. One of the big ones right up front in the bullet points was the idea of requiring vulnerable individuals to continue sheltering in place and prohibiting nursing home and hospital visits. and even to the second stage of guidelines, that with the numbers coming good and the slower of the spread, that even so, vulnerable people would still be encouraged to stay at home, and visiting nursing homes and hospitals are still prohibited, especially those long-term care facilities. So there you go. As that is a little tough when you start thinking about 1 in 5 in a long-term care facility in Florida having so many of those, which most people are aware of, but not knowing which ones they are if you do have family that is in one. As we move through with some of the changes that were adapted to what to do with stay at home and then the schooling as one of it, the city of Ocala worked with the school district to provide Wi-Fi for students who do not have the internet at home. It says the final Wi-Fi hotspots have been installed in the parking lots of several rural schools throughout Marion County, a move that allows students without the high-speed internet access to access their assignments. All hotspots at the 10 schools are now up and running, according to the spokesman, Kevin Christensen, who said on Thursday, the program, dubbed Parking Lot Wi-Fi, is designed for students to be able to access and download assigned classwork from their teachers' websites. The city of Ocala, which has been providing high-speed internet to most all schools in the county for nearly 2 years, traveled to the 10 schools to set up the 10 parking lot hotspots. With schools closed through at least April 30th, the district's 43,000 students are being taught virtually via online platforms by 3,000 teachers. Many students do not have the internet access, so, quote, "We do not intend for students to come and sit in the parking lot for hours upon hours," Christian said. They come by, get a signal, log in, and download their assignments. They can go home and complete them. As Christian said, the hotspots will be available from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The schools with hotspots are Bellevue Middle, Denellen High, Forest High, Fort McCoy, K-8, Horizon Academy, Lake Weir Middle, North Marion High, North Marion Middle, Vanguard High, and Westport High. As Christian said, school resource officers are monitoring the sites. And Christian noted that the school buildings are closed and no restrooms are available to the public, as the district handed out more than 10,000 Google Chromebooks that last few weeks to parents for students to use. And for weeks, the district has been working with the city of Ocala to provide online access options. And the data shows that on Wednesday, 6 people connected. In all, 17 have connected with it installed on April 9th. So there you go. So they're working towards getting everybody the opportunity for that with hotspots. Wi-Fi hotspots, not COVID-19 hotspots. Hotspots at 10 Marion County schools are now live. So there you go. We're going to take a little break here as we're going to continue to do our news bits. You're listening to WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We're going to roll into this weekend real good. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
News. I'm Chris Foster. Decisions on when and what to reopen as the coronavirus outbreak progresses are up to individual state governors, but they now have new federal guidelines to consider with reopenings in phases. Dr. Anthony Fauci with the National Institutes of Health tells Fox,
"It creates a baseline of a starting point, which we call the gating, where you have to have a certain degree of indication that the outbreak is decreasing over a period of time."
In the hardest hit state, New York,
the governor announced the shutdown will be extended to May 15th in coordination with neighboring states, and clashed again with the mayor of New York City by suggesting schools could reopen before summer, even though the mayor says he wants them shut down until September.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. President Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen's being released from federal prison a year and a half early to go on house arrest because of the virus outbreak. America's listening to Fox News.
When you go to the mechanic in here,
pass me the torque. Nope, let me have the flamethrower.
That sounds wrong. You know what else sounds wrong? When you hear about the interest you're earning on your savings with the largest banks. But with a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account, you could earn much more interest. And hear this. Open a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account in minutes at Marcus.com. You can money.
Comparison made to the 3 largest U.S. banks measured by total deposits. Rates as of February 4th, 2020 and may vary by state. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
Do you want to learn to speak a new language but don't have enough time? Then you need to try Babbel, the language learning app that you can try for free right now at Babbel.com. Babbel's lessons are just 15 minutes or less, and you can go at your own pace. You'll be amazed at how easy Babbel makes it. Start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Just download the Babbel app or go to Babbel.com now. That's Babbel.com.
WOCA.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Peanut farmers now have more time to repay their marketing assistance loans. These marketing assistance loans means that farmers can borrow money from the Secure loan from the government, and then when the peanuts are bought out of the program, that loan is repaid for a zero. It's part of the USDA's implementation of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Package. The loans will now mature at 12 months rather than 9, and this flexibility is available for most all the commodities. They said producers of these eligible commodities can bump up to 12 months to repay their commodity loan. The maturity extension applies to non-recourse loans, which is peanuts and cotton and others. According to Sonny Perdue, the Secretary of Agriculture, he said spring is the season when most producers have the biggest need for capital, and many may have considering putting their commodities under the loan. Extending the commodity loan maturity affords a farmer more time to market that commodity and repay their loan at a later time. Secretary Perdue also said, we're extremely pleased that USDA can offer these marketing flexibilities at this critical time for the agricultural industry and the nation. But that does apply to peanuts and cotton for those in the Southeast.
Bite back at flies this season with ready-to-use Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide with IGR. Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide controls house flies, stable flies, horse flies, black flies, horn flies, and deer flies on cattle with just one application and zero withdrawal. And it's the first cattle insecticide pour-on product to include an insect growth regulator. Bite back with Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide. See product label for complete product information, indications, and application instructions.
For more on today's news, we invite you to log on to our website, southeastagnet.com.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Folks, we're proudly repeating this important announcement. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens is open regular hours Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4:30. The good news is that it's crepe myrtle time, and Bob Wine's has crepe myrtles. More than ever before, in more colors and sizes than you can imagine. Right now, for example, the big number 4 size crepe myrtle, regularly about $30, on sale at $24.99. Take your pick from a whole bunch of colors. You also want butterfly and hummingbird plants. A super long list available, prices starting at just $9.99. Don't forget the tree sale. Bob has large trees up to 4 feet, starting at just $19.99. If you're considering a yard redo, let Bob Wines do the job for less and on time. Remember the place, Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
WOCA.
Low clouds followed by some sunshine today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. High today 84 to 87. Tonight warm and humid with patchy clouds, low 70. Cloudy tomorrow, high 87 to 93. Sunday partly sunny, high 89 to 93. Monday breezy in the morning, then cloudy with a thunderstorm, high 87 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus, Levy, Marion and learn how they can help you.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Why is there a mariachi band in... Wait, are you digging up the yard again?
It's not what it looks like.
Oh, really? Because it looks like you're tearing up my yard right over the septic tank.
Okay, so maybe it's a little bit what it looks like. See, what happened was...
Wait, let me guess. The septic is backing up and you thought you were Fix-It Guy again and would take it upon yourself and dig up my yard?
That's Mr. Fix-It Guy.
Uh-huh. What did we say the new rule was?
No eBay when you're not home.
Well, yes, but not that one. If water runs through it...
I know, they do it. But this is septic.
Yes, Mike Scott Plumbing does septic.
I knew that.
Uh-huh. 866-314-4443.
I know. 866-314-4443. Got it.
And what's with the mariachi band?
You didn't say anything about Amazon.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Come on, an elephant?
I'm Jan from Palm Garden. The well-being and safety of our residents is our top priority and at the heart of every decision we make. There are no visitors permitted in our center, but family members are encouraged to reach out by phone or Skype, Facebook or FaceTime. Everyone is screened daily and wears a mask. New guests are tested and quarantined for 14 days. The response to these measures has been overwhelmingly positive. Thank you for your support and partnership. We are Palm Garden.
Is the internet driving business to your business? Hi, I'm Michael Warren with Brick City Interactive. At Brick City, we've been putting the web to work for businesses since 1998. We want to help you too, whether you're a real estate office, law office, medical office, manufacturer, retailer, a church, even a radio station like WOCA. We love to help businesses grow, and we have the knowledge and experience to make it happen. We offer professional, affordable web design, mobile responsive websites, search engine optimization, social media marketing, web video and promotions, online advertising, and more. Whether it's time for a redesign or whether you want to kickstart your existing website, let us help. Mention WOCA and we'll give you a free, no-obligation search engine optimization report for your website. This free report will give you practical steps to increase your search ranking. It's our gift to you from Brick City Interactive. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
The Paycheck Protection Program under the CARES Act provides 100% federally guaranteed loans to small businesses. Available to businesses with fewer than 500 employees. Funds can be used towards payroll costs, rent, utilities, and interest on mortgages. Small businesses are encouraged to get, gather, and go. Get informed by visiting getgathergo.com. There you can gather the needed information and go apply as soon as the SBA program opens with local lenders. For info, visit getgathergo.com to get your business ready to apply.
Are you a medical provider that doesn't like to settle for the same boring scrubs? Scrub Paradise in Ocala has a wide selection of top brand scrubs with embroidery available and the newest medical shoes and accessories. Every medical provider should look as great as the care they provide. Scrub Paradise is just off Easy Street next to Shoe Carnival in Ocala. Stop by today or give them a call at 352-873-4368. That's 352-873-4368.
My fellow conservatives, please stay safe during this COVID-19 crisis. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, candidate for Congress. Here's my plan to protect us from future pandemics. First, stop doing business with Communist China. Second, let's replenish our emergency medical stockpile and then pay off the national debt to keep our dollar strong. And finally, let's build the wall. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, and I approve this message. Now let's fire Nancy Pelosi and put America first. Paid for by Ryan Chamberlain for Congress, District 3.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, President of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Hey everybody, join me, Adam Mikulin, for AM Ocala Live on April 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. with our special guest, Higher Education and speakers, Dr. Jennifer Frines, Associate VP of Career and Professional Programs, and Dr. Rob Wolf, Dean of Business, Technology, and Career and Technical Education, as we tackle the topic of retooling and preparing for the workforce. Again, that's April 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. right here on 96.3 FM, 1370 a.m., The Source.
Low clouds followed by some sunshine today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. High today 84 to 87. Tonight warm and humid with patchy clouds, low 70. Cloudy tomorrow, high 87 to 93. Sunday partly sunny, high 89 to 93. Monday breezy in the morning, then cloudy with a thunderstorm, high 87 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Low clouds followed by some sunshine today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. High today 84 to 87. Tonight warm and humid with patchy clouds, low 70. Cloudy tomorrow, high 87 to 93. Sunday partly sunny, high 89 to 93. Monday breezy in the morning, then cloudy with a thunderstorm, high 87 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
WOCA.
Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. Happy Friday, everybody, as it is April 17th. We made it through another week here. April 17th with the meat and potatoes of the month, starting a downhill slope here as we come to another weekend. And as we're working towards what will be next week, which is the last full week of April, and then we'll be getting ourselves to the conversation of May, as they've already been having the conversation in Washington of the idea for some guidelines for the governors, the idea of normalcy that we could get through with COVID-19, and that's some good stuff. And also, too, is some good stuff out there right now. Is it's a beautiful, partly cloudy sky with 66 degrees out. Today's expected high is near the 80s. They're calling for 81 degrees today for the high. Now, as the day moves on, though, they're calling for increased cloudiness, as an increase in clouds with an east wind becoming a little bit stronger here, up to 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that's going to bring in some more cloudiness as it rolls into the evening here, with the tonight chance of some showers, with a 20% chance tonight. And then it leads into tomorrow, which is now an 80% chance of precipitation, likely before 2 p.m. Then showers and a thunderstorm possible between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Showers and thunderstorms likely after 5 p.m. The light southwest wind becoming west 8 to 13 miles per hour in the morning. Chance of rain again, 80%, with lots of rainfall expected for tomorrow night. And that moves into Sunday with just 30% chance. However, mostly cloudy skies for the majority of Sunday, with a high near 88 as it moves right back up with the temperatures to get us close to 90 on Sunday. And then Sunday night, 20% chance of storms, which moves into Monday. Monday, straight up showers and thunderstorms, definitely after 9 a.m. High in the 80s, chance of rain, though, here 80%, and that'll move in for most of Monday into Monday night. But then a gradual clearing next Tuesday with only a 20% chance of showers or a thunderstorm possibly, but mostly sunny, high near 83. So some rain in the forecast, that's okay. April showers bring those May flowers as we roll through it here. As we were just touching on some news bits of news that you can chew. This one here out of Ocala, as Ocala police make 4 Narcan saves in one day. It says continuation of a recent trend that might be tied to the coronavirus pandemic. 4 people overdosed at different locations throughout Ocala on Wednesday, and more examples of a trend police have seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. 3 of the 4 males were adults, 31 to 41. The age of the 4th person was not known. Their names were not released because of privacy issues. All 4 individuals were treated by the Ocala Police Department officers who had to use Narcan, a nasal form of the naloxone, used to treat the suspected opioid overdoses. In some cases, officers wrote up what's called a Marcham Act report, which allows law enforcement officials to initiate protective custody for people considering damage to themselves. Last week, OPD officials said that they had recorded 67 overdose cases, 11 deaths, 28 Narcan saves by officers so far this year. At the same time, last year's police said that there had been 52 overdoses and 7 deaths. This is the numbers recorded for the city only. It says authorities said the first incident was on Wednesday, involved a call to along Northeast 13th Avenue about an unresponsive male. They arrived. 2 officers gave the male unknown age 2 doses of the Narcan to the victim, somewhat alert, and it was unresponsive. It says the second one had come from a residence along the Northeast 7th Street side. Police were told of a 41-year-old man who had become unresponsive. As an officer completed the Marcham paperwork on the man, police officials say that they have an amnesty program for anyone who can ask to be taken to treatment or a center for help to call 352-369-7000. As we had one of our guests on, it was kind of a segue for me to bring up the centers, as we had them on last week, Mr. Steve Blank, who was talking about that even though within this crisis of the COVID-19 pandemic, the centers is open. We've been running our ad to let people know that there is options out there, and that help can be done. And like they said, police officials said that they have an amnesty program where everyone can ask to be taken to a treatment center for help. If you call 352-369-7000, that's 369-7000. So as that works through, it says in the relation to COVID-19, it was a record 22 million Americans who are filing for unemployment benefits over the past month, as they still see layoffs continuing. A record 22 million Americans have filed for unemployment benefits over the past month, erasing a decade of job gains as the nation grapples with the unprecedented shutdown to the U.S. economy to contain the coronavirus. About 5.2 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week, as the Labor Department said Thursday. Jobless claims provide the best measure of layoffs across the country. An economist surveyed by the Bloomberg had estimated that 5.5 million Americans would file in initial applications for unemployment insurance last week. That brings the total claims over the past 4 weeks to a staggering 22 million. By comparison, the labor market added 21.5 million jobs since the Great Recession. And it says here, quote, after unprecedented climb, initial unemployment claims appear to have reached a vertiginous plateau. Gregory Dacko, the chief USA economist and Oxford economist, said in a note, while it now appears that we have passed the peak in layoffs, jobless claims are poised to remain extraordinarily high in the coming weeks as the economy plunges deeper into a recession, which is heavy nonetheless. Now, as they were showing this, they said Oxford economists project job losses of 24 million in April, and the unemployment rate is forecast to spike to 14%. Now, the firm anticipates that some jobs will be recouped once the virus is contained and the economy activity recovers, but it doesn't expect the U.S. economy to reach pre-coronavirus levels of unemployment until nearly 2022. The trajectory of the virus itself will ultimately determine how long the economy will remain shuttered, analysts at the Deutsche Bank Research said in a note. Now, some economists predict gross domestic product could fall more than 30% on an annualized basis in the second quarter, leading investors to question whether the economy could slump into a depression. The economy's downturn ends a nearly 11-year economic expansion that lasted a record 128 months, more than double the average, and topped the previous record for the 1990s as such. And the economy's downturn, like they said, ended that. But Goldman Sachs projects second quarter gross domestic product to decline 11% from a year ago on an annualized basis and a 35% from the prior quarter. Historically, though, the U.S. economy has taken an average of about 30 months to surpass its previous peak in employment after a recession, according to Ben Ayers, senior economist nationwide. That suggests long-term economic impacts for many of the people and households who have lost their jobs in the recent weeks. It says, quote, the unprecedented amount of the layoffs hitting the workforce underscores the dramatic and immediate effect of the government-mandated shutdowns across the country. While some of these workers should regain their jobs once the economy restarts, many will not for some time. And as that comes in, it says some analysts say there are still reasons to believe economic growth may recover at the tail end of the year through fiscal policy from the Federal Reserve in Washington. And it says, quote, one thing that makes this recession so unique is it was intentionally brought on by the government by closing non-essential business and issuing stay-at-home policies, said Ryan Dietrich, senior marketing strategist at LPL Financial. As he said in a note, it says, quote, depending on how long it takes to contain the virus, we wouldn't be surprised if this becomes one of the quickest recessions ever, so to speak, as that moves through and through to the idea of more unemployment. As we said, that has come through and through. Now, one of the things in lieu of dealing with COVID-19 is the grassroots effort as it focuses on faith over fear during COVID-19. As the movement started with a Facebook group that asked people to place a lighted cross in their yards, that led to the signs and decals through all of Ocala and Marion County. It says almost 2 weeks ago, Paige Branson started a Facebook group for people to celebrate and make expressions of their faith during the uncertainty of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. In just a few days, the Faith Over Fear crosses in Marion County, Florida and beyond group exploded. In a week, they went from, it says here, quote, in a week we went from 5 people to 5,000, Branson said. Branson got the idea from a similar page in Georgia that her cousin invited her to join. And, quote, it was a spin-off of that page. It was started to remind people of their faith and encourage them to share that faith so others can feel comfort and peace. The page encourages people to place a lighted cross in a visible place on their property. Take a photo of it and share the picture on the page. Lighted cross quickly started popping up all over Ocala. And, quote, we've heard stories of children making crosses for their neighbors, and it brings neighborhoods together even though they can't be physically close. This is Maddie and Mike Conrad were among those who put up a cross in the front of their home. But Patty Conrad wanted to put up a yard sign with the Faith Over Fear message. Her daughter, Erin, created a design, and they painted over an old electrical sign with the message. After posting a photo of the homemade signs on Facebook, people started asking Conrad to make them. She got 50 printed last Wednesday, and they did not last long. Just more than a week, 1,500 signs later, the demand is still strong. The signs cost more than just $4 to print. They are selling them for $10, with the proceeds going to the Interfaith Emergency Services. Also, made decals to stick on cars. Quote, I think we live in an amazing community that wants to support each other and wants to support a great organization, Conrad said. And also, quote, it's about being here for each other, even amongst a pandemic. That's what's it about. And they say here, for more information about the signs, if you'd like to purchase one, you can visit the Faith Over Fear page, and you can contact Carlos Medina at 867-4157. That's 352-867-4157. Or Medina at starbanner.com. So we have seen, a lot of people have been mentioning seeing the signs of the Faith Over Fear be put in people's yards. A pretty simple design that's to the point and kind of classy. It's Faith Over Fear with white on black. As they were saying, it kind of has taken off now with over 1,500 signs later. The demand is still high. And like we said, if you're interested, you can purchase one there for just $10. Faith Over Fear as something to, like we said, in a positive way, bring the community together in a positive way. And one of the coolest things of it is that the proceeds are going to the Interfaith Emergency Services, as we do with Mondays, having Lena Williams on to talk about community events. We've kind of segued more of her being in here to talk about some of the areas within the community that you can help and donate and do good things, people who are doing good things for the community. And she's mentioned quite a bit here on the station about interfaith, and with these signs, selling these signs, the Faith Over Fear, $10, and those proceeds going to Interfaith. Back after this, WOCA Ocala.
Decisions on when and what to reopen as the coronavirus outbreak progresses are up to individual state governors, but they now have new federal guidelines to consider with reopenings in phases. Dr. Anthony Fauci with the National Institutes of Health tells Fox.
It creates a baseline of a starting point, which we call the gating, where you have to have a certain degree of indication that the outbreak is decreasing over a period of time.
In the hardest hit state, New York,
the governor announced the shutdown will be extended to May 15th in coordination with neighboring states, and clashed again with the mayor of New York City by suggesting schools could reopen before summer, even though the mayor says he wants them shut down until September.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. President Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen's being released from federal prison a year and a half early to go on house arrest because of the virus outbreak. America's listening to Fox News.
When you go to the mechanic in here...
Pass me the torque wrench. Nope, let me have the flamethrower.
That sounds wrong. You know what else sounds wrong? When you hear about the interest you're earning on your savings with the largest banks. But with a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account, you could earn much more interest. And hear this. Open a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account in minutes at Marcus.com. You can money.
Comparison made to the 3 largest U.S. banks measured by total deposits. Rates as of February 4th, 2020 and may vary by state. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
Do you want to learn to speak a new language but don't have enough time? Then you need to try Babbel, the language learning app that you can try for free right now at Babbel.com. Babbel's lessons are just 15 minutes or less, and you can go at your own pace. You'll be amazed at how easy Babbel makes it. Start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Just download the Babbel app or go to Babbel.com now. That's Babbel.com.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Folks, we're proudly repeating this important announcement. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens is open regular hours Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4:30. The good news is that it's crepe myrtle time, and Bob Wine's has crepe myrtles. More than ever before, in more colors and sizes than you can imagine. Right now, for example, the big number 4 size crepe myrtle, regularly about $30, on sale at $24.99. Take your pick from a whole bunch of colors. You also want butterfly and hummingbird plants. A super long list available, prices starting at just $9.99. Don't forget the tree sale. Bob has large trees up to 4 feet, starting at just $19.99. If you're considering a yard redo, let Bob Wines do the job for less and on time. Remember the place, Bob Wines Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
WOCA. Ocala. Low clouds followed by some sunshine today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. High today 84 to 87. Tonight warm and humid with patchy clouds, a low 70. Cloudy tomorrow, high 87 to 93. Sunday partly sunny, high 89 to 93. Monday breezy in the morning, then cloudy with a thunderstorm, high 87 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hi, this is Brittany from Mike Scott Plumbing. I wanted to take a moment to let you know that during these tough times, Mike Scott Plumbing is still here, ready to help you in every way we can. We know life doesn't just stop, and when it breaks, we know your plumbing doesn't just magically start working again. Mike Scott Plumbing is taking every precaution to ensure your safety by following and exceeding all the guidelines set forth by the CDC for COVID-19, as well as local districts. As an essential business, we are operating at full capacity to ensure we get your problem solved day, night, or weekends. We're all in this together. We hope you are all staying safe during these trying times. And remember, if water runs through it, we do it. 866-314-4443. Call day or night. That number again is 866-314-4443. Mike Scott Plumbing.
I'm Jan from Palm Garden. The well-being and safety of our residents is our top priority and at the heart of every decision we make. There are no visitors permitted in our center, but family members are encouraged to reach out by phone or Skype, Facebook or FaceTime. Everyone is screened daily and wears a mask. New guests are tested and quarantined for 14 days. The response to these measures has been overwhelmingly positive. Thank you for your support and partnership. We are Palm Garden.
Is the internet driving business to your business? Hi, I'm Michael Warren with Brick City Interactive. At Brick City, we've been putting the web to work for businesses since 1998. We want to help you too, whether you're a real estate office, law office, medical office, manufacturer, retailer, a church, even a radio station like WOCA. We love to help businesses grow, and we have the knowledge and experience to make it happen. We offer professional, affordable web design, mobile responsive websites, search engine optimization, social media marketing, web video and promotions, online advertising, and more. Whether it's time for a redesign or whether you want to kickstart your existing website, let us help. Mention WOCA and we'll give you a free, no-obligation search engine optimization report for your website. This free report will give you practical steps to increase your search ranking. It's our gift to you from Brick City Interactive. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
The Paycheck Protection Program under the CARES Act provides 100% federally guaranteed loans to small businesses. Available to businesses with fewer than 500 employees. Funds can be used towards payroll costs, rent, utilities, and interest on mortgages. Small businesses are encouraged to get, gather, and go. Get informed by visiting getgathergo.com. There you can gather the needed information and go apply as soon as the SBA program opens with local lenders. For info, visit getgathergo.com to get your business ready to apply.
Are you a medical provider that doesn't like to settle for the same boring scrubs? Scrub Paradise in Ocala has a wide selection of top brand scrubs with embroidery available and the newest medical shoes and accessories. Every medical provider should look as great as the care they provide. Scrub Paradise is just off Easy Street next to Shoe Carnival in Ocala. Stop by today or give them a call at 352-873-4368. That's 352-873-4368.
My fellow conservatives, please stay safe during this COVID-19 crisis. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, candidate for Congress. Here's my plan to protect us from future pandemics. First, stop doing business with Communist China. Second, let's replenish our emergency medical stockpile and then pay off the national debt to keep our dollar strong. And finally, let's build the wall. I'm Ryan Chamberlain, and I approve this message. Now let's fire Nancy Pelosi and put America first. Paid for by Ryan Chamberlain for Congress, District 3.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, President of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Hey everybody, join me, Adam Mickulin, for AM Ocala Live on April 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. with our special guest, higher education and speakers, Dr. Jennifer Frines, Associate VP of Career and Professional Programs, and Dr. Rob Wolf, Dean of Business, Technology, and Career and Technical Education, as we tackle the topic of retooling and preparing for the workforce. Again, that's April 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. right here on 96.3 FM, 1370 a.m., The Source.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Ocala's favorite garden spot, Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, is open and they can provide curbside delivery. Here's what you do. Go to bobwinescameliagardens.net or check the full-page color ad. Then make your choices, call Bob Wines, and they'll have your order for curbside delivery when you're ready. This week, check out the BOGO on blueberry trees and plumbago. Both buy one, get one free. Also this week, Bob has Bottle Brush, starting at just $15.99. Spring veggies in the jumbo 4-pack, they're only $3.49. Azaleas as low as $2.99. And Gerber daisies at just $2.99. Super low prices everywhere, all over this 5-acre garden. Everything for your lawn or garden, plus all important free advice, too. That's only at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, daily 9 to 4:30, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Low clouds followed by some sunshine today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. High today 84 to 87. Tonight warm and humid with patchy clouds, a low 70. Cloudy tomorrow, high 87 to 93. Sunday partly sunny, high 89 to 93. Monday breezy in the morning, then cloudy with a thunderstorm, high 87 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
WOCA. The Centers is open for services. They can provide telehealth services via iPhone or Android cell phone or computer. Please call them at 352-291-5555.
listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. It is Friday. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, as it now is climbing in temperature, close to 67 degrees and warming up as the sun's starting to break out just a little bit more, and some blue sky in between those clouds, as we could see increasing cloudiness for the afternoon today, with temperatures, though, going up into the 80s which will feel good. Beautiful day nonetheless, as we look forward late tonight for the chance of rain into tomorrow with a higher chance of rain. As we're moving through with some other bits of news, as we got a few birthdays to mention, as the mention of Jennifer Garner is 48 years old today. She's been doing a lot of those, was it the Capital One commercials? I know has been a big part of what she's been doing lately as far as that. But originally, remember her start on the show Alias, as way back in the day, as that comes through and through. She is 48 years old. Then the wife of David Beckham, one of the former Spice Girls, Victoria Beckham, 46 years old today, April 17th, 46 years old. Another birthday is, this guy's pretty cool, man. This is Sean Bean, credited for as an English actor, as he was in so many good things. This, one of the most recent things as he played in was obviously the Game of Thrones, as the HBO hit special show, and he is 61 years old today. And also two from the one of the Netflix originals, or no, that's actually a little bit different. Was the girl with the dragon tattoo? That's what it was. Rooney Mara. That's right. That was the girl from the dragon tattoo. Her sister was in the House of Cards show on Netflix, but Rooney Mara is 35 years old today. Just so some birthdays to mention. This was pretty cool here. It says a 99-year-old World War II veteran did 100 laps in his garden to raise millions for charity. As I was going to touch more on this, but it was just a tidbit here of the 99-year-old World War II. It was a charity where he did 100 laps. This is running. Let me look up just a little bit more of this altogether. As here it is a little bit more. To this 99-year-old World War II veteran set out to raise, like they said, millions for charity for the battle against the coronavirus. He is now tapped into the equivalent of nearly $22.3 million for the UK's healthcare service and system by walking laps in his garden. This was pretty neat here. It says Captain Tom Moore broke the crowdfunding platform Just Giving's record for the cash raised by managing 100 laps around his garden with the help of his walking frame. It's the most money ever raised by a single Just Giving campaign, and a little more than the modest that was originally set out to raise. It says as he turns 100 years old on April 30th and will now receive hundreds of cards from the viral hashtag Make a Card for Tom Twitter campaign. A petition to knight the veteran has notched almost 300,000 signatures, while the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson himself, recovering from a serious bout with the coronavirus-borne COVID-19, is set to look at ways to reward this latest act of kindness to have emerged in response to the ongoing global pandemic. Quote, Captain Tom has captured the heart of the nation with his heroic effort and raised an incredible amount of money for hardworking NH staff. It says the PM will be looking at the Prime Minister will be looking at ways to recognize Tom and his efforts. And it says a Prime Minister spokesperson. Moore's final laps were broadcast live on national television with the backdrop of a guard of honor organized by his former regime, who saluted him over the line. And this is just awesome, too, as they got a caption photo wearing his brazen jacket with his insignia and medals, which is just awesome. But they say so far he's raised the equivalent It says here 18 million pounds, which is equivalent to 22.3 million, as he has now gotten a petition of over 300,000 signatures to have him be knighted, which is pretty crazy. It'd be kind of neat if they ended up doing that. It would be Sir Captain Tom Moore. As Tom Moore, like we said, was walking in his garden, 100 lengths of his garden, and he completed the challenge actually on Thursday, yesterday, as the fundraiser, Moore began the fundraiser on April 8th. And like we said, he was hoping to raise around $1,200, but it went way more than that, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Moving on here a little bit, this was kind of an interesting thing. I was wondering if this was going to get touched on our segment at 10 o'clock for On This Day in History, which I do not see it on there, but we're going to touch on it right now, is the Oklahoma City bombing. It says Sunday. That's what it is. It's for the weekend, and I was wondering if it was going to be that or a Monday. But the Sunday marks the 25th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing, perpetrated by Timothy McVeigh, Terry Nichols. The bombing happened at 9:02 a.m., killed at least 168 people, injured more than 680, and destroyed 1/3 of the building, as the blast destroyed and damaged 324 other buildings within a 16-block radius, shattering glass 258 nearby buildings, and destroyed or burned almost 86 cars, causing an estimated damage of worth over $652 million. And that's incredible to think. That was that was already 25 years ago, as that was absolutely huge in at the time that was going on. And see, that was at the time where it was more of its inception of the cable news network, more of a 24-hour beginnings. It was the infancies of the beginnings of the 24-hour news networks really taking fold as more people were getting, mainstream were getting cable. So I remember that one, as they actually went nuts over that to report that day in and day out for as long as it was. But yeah, it was perpetrated by then, as commonly mentioned, as a lot of people know him, Timothy McVeigh, as the person behind the bombing. 25 years old is the bombing on Sunday. Crazy. It says here, moving on, it says over 60% of Americans consider their car a friend. Americans spend an average of 18 full days in their car every year. So it's not a big surprise that 64% of Americans consider their car their friend. Do you consider your car your friend? I don't know. A lot of people spend a lot of time in there. And what's incredible about that is when growing up, it was always the idea that a car is there to get you from point A to point B. So when you start looking at purchasing a vehicle, when you start getting into some of the extras, like maybe back then, power windows, sunroof, leather instead of cloth, heated seats, some of the technology and stuff, I was always told, well, a car's a car, and it gets you from point A to point B. You need something reliable and affordable. And at the end of the day, you realize just how much time is spent in your vehicle. And with that, I always wondered, I'm like, no, I want all the amenities. If I'm going to spend that much time in it, I want it to be nice. I want it to be comfortable. And somebody from the Peanut Gallery wants to come in and shout at it. Good morning, Joe.
You don't even know what the Peanut Gallery is. You're young. Much, much too young. Must be nice. What was your first car?
My first car?
I asked you first.
That I purchased or that I just drove?
That was your car.
That was my car. It was a 1999 Chevy S10.
Oh.
Green with an extended cab.
Standard or automatic?
It was automatic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was automatic.
We'll let you slide.
The few that we looked at had stick. which would have been fine, but it was nicer to have the automatic for the price that they were asking for. It worked out.
I can't afford my first car now.
Oh, yeah?
I looked it up. There was one that was, the cheapest one we've seen was $11,000, but most of them are going for like $23,000 and up. My first car was a 1962 Thunderbird.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, hardtop.
Nice. You know, what's funny about that is when we had Sunrise Automotive, Matt Gibbs, in here on Tuesday, somebody had called, and we had a caller that had mentioned something about the Thunderbird. He goes, yeah, whatever happened to that? Or something to the extent of, like, when are they going to redo that one again and bring it out again?
Reintroduce them.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Thunderbird went from a small car, which I have trouble fitting in with the globes on the windows, and those are worth zillions, you know.
Yeah.
To the one I had, and I keep looking at them, and I was like, oh, to make a bill just to get one. And there is one that is available in Florida, and I think that's the one that's $11,000 they're asking, you know, so maybe you can walk away with it for $10,000. But I did notice, and I had the same problem with mine, that's how I lost mine, the motor blew.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a some kind of a plug in there, and all the oil just right out of it while you're doing 55 miles an hour down the road. Kind of goes. Ooh. Yeah. So it didn't freeze the engine because as soon as I pulled right over. And I remember this very distinctly. And nice guy pulled behind me. He said, "What's the matter?" I said, "The oil light came on, and I know I have oil in it." I thought, so he had a quart of oil. He poured it in, and we watched it pour right out the bottom.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, tow trucked it away, and they said, "No, it's shot. You need this, that, and the other thing." So we sold it, and somebody else dropped the motor in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, you'll see that everything is all original except the motor.
Except the motor.
They put it.
What year did you say? 62.
1962. Yeah.
62. And what color?
Red.
Oh.
It was red.
Yeah,
red upholstery.
Yeah.
Red leather upholstery inside and everything. Oh yeah, it was a sweet car, and it was. I called it the tank because as you rode down the road, instead of when you hit a bump, you go boom, 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 and you up and down. Well, the shocks are so big in this. No, it just kind of glided up and glided down. I called it the tank. The tank, and it had some power. I was doing the on I-91 in New Haven, Connecticut. Did you ever get a feeling like somebody's watching you? And the speed limit, I think, was 55 back then.
Yeah. And
I'm doing 55 right on the money. And mile after mile, I'm doing 55. I'm in the right lane. I'm just going, and I get that, and look in the mirrors, nothing, So then I did one of these with the left. You look to your left, over your shoulder. You turn your head, actually, and there's a state police right and following me.
Is that right?
Shadowing me. I don't know how many miles he was shadowing me for, waiting for me to gun it, because the Thunderbird's got some power under it, and I never did. I just, so, of course, as soon as he seen that I looked at him, he went faster than the speed limit. And
what car? Could you remember what maybe car he had? So that was back then. What he was driving?
They were Fords.
Were they the
who remembers
the Galaxies or whatever? They
most likely the Galaxies.
Yeah.
Then later on, after that, then of course I got a Dodge.
Oh yeah.
The Dodge was reliable. That thing lasted forever. I think Dodge Dart. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
More squarish and everything, but that thing lasted forever.
I'm looking at the 62. I guess the way I always remembered seeing the Thunderbird or thinking about it was a little bit later year design.
Later or earlier?
I was later, like thinking about the 65, 67. But now looking at 62, man, it's got an interesting classic style to it.
The round.
Yeah.
Tail lights on it, and a little bit of a fin, but not a gigantic fin.
Right.
Because the fins were in this early '60s. Cars had big fins in the back, and these had a lot of them had vertical fins. This had horizontal fins more so than the vertical fins.
Yeah, because the way they've come up with a few typed in 62 is looking at, and I'm like, I don't remember. Oh, but then I see the 65, 67, and 68. I'm like, oh, okay, those are the ones that play in my memory. And then when they come out, when they kind of did the redesign, what was it, 2001, 2002, that Ford brought them out again, they kind of put a little bit of everything from every year kind of like into that newer design.
You're right, though. The new Thunderbirds. Now, the Mustang has survived for years and years and years. then like the '60 Thunderbird, I can't fit in it.
No.
Early '60s. No, I tried to. Many years ago, I tried to get one, and I hit the head.
Yeah.
Just like, I can't get in a Corvette. Oh, we're at the top of the hour. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll be back after this WOC Ocala.
Point, which we call the gating, where you have to have a certain degree of indication that the outbreak is decreasing over a period of time.
In the hardest hit state, New York,
the governor announced the shutdown will be extended to May 15th in coordination with neighboring states, and clashed again with the mayor of New York City by suggesting schools could reopen before summer, even though the mayor says he wants them shut down until September.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. President Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen's being released from federal prison a year and a half early to go on house arrest because of the virus outbreak. America's listening to Fox News.
Pros. Lowe's stores are here to help keep your business moving forward so you can get the things you need, like plumbing and electrical supplies. Plus, we have the replacement appliances for any properties you manage, because we know you're still making repairs to keep people's homes running smoothly at this important time. From our convenient curbside loading to job site delivery, you can count on us every day. We're pro ready and here for you.
So are you the type of guy that wants to look put together, but doesn't want to spend hours shopping? I hear you. This is why there's Stitch Fix, your personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes right to you. Stitch Fix is simple and convenient. Sign up in just a few minutes. Try new styles in the comfort of your own home. And there's no subscription required ever. So, isn't it time to refresh your look? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
How to grow vanilla strawberry hydrangea. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Bite back at flies this season with ready-to-use Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide with IGR. Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide controls house flies, stable flies, horse flies, black flies, horn flies, and deer flies on cattle with just one application and zero withdrawal. And it's the first cattle insecticide pour-on product to include an insect growth regulator. Bite back with Cleanup 2 Pour-On Insecticide. See product label for complete product information, indications, and application instructions.
I'm a botanist, I'm a scientist, and an activist. I'm a mechanic, I'm a caretaker, a hay raker, I'm a miller, a tiller, and a grain bin filler. I'm a farmer. But the most important handle I ever had is Dad.
You're a parent first, farmer second. Do all you can to make your farm safe for children. Visit cultivatesafety.org for help protecting the most important thing you will ever raise.
Hydrangea vanilla strawberry has taken the gardening world by storm because of its beautiful full blooms that start out as a creamy white in midsummer and mature to a rich strawberry pink color. This popular hydrangea variety also features showy red stems. Like most paniculata hydrangeas, vanilla strawberry does best in full sun. This summer-flowing shrub is hardy in zones 4 through 8. The two best times to plant vanilla strawberry occur in late autumn, just as this hydrangea is going dormant, or in spring before rapid growth sets in. Choose a spot with rich, well-drained soil or add compost if the soil is poor. Dig a hole that's deep enough and wide enough for the root ball to sit in comfortably. Make sure the stem is at the same depth of soil as it was in its container. Once planted, water well. Starting around midsummer, buds open up into densely clustered white flowers with pinkish centers. Expect your plant to start blooming a year or two after planting. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, president of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
Hey everybody, join me, Adam Mickulin, for AM Ocala Live on April 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. with our special guest, higher education and speakers, Dr. Jennifer Frines, Associate VP of Career and Professional Programs, and Dr. Rob Wolf, Dean of Business, Technology, and Career and Technical Education, as we tackle the topic of retooling and preparing for the workforce. Again, that's April 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. right here on 96.3 FM, 1370 a.m., The Source.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, @yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Ocala's favorite garden spot, Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, is open and they can provide curbside delivery. Here's what you do. Go to bobwinescamelliagardens.net or check the full-page color ad. Then make your choices, call Bob Wines, and they'll have your order for curbside delivery when you're ready. This week, check out the BOGO on blueberry trees and plumbago. Both buy one, get one free. Also this week, Bob has Bottle Brush, starting at just $15.99. Spring veggies in the jumbo 4-pack, they're only $3.49. Azaleas as low as $2.99. And Gerber daisies at just $2.99. Super low prices everywhere, all over this 5-acre garden. Everything for your lawn or garden, plus all important free advice, too. That's only at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, daily 9 to 4:30, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Low clouds followed by some sunshine today with a shower or thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. High today 84 to 87. Tonight warm and humid with patchy clouds, low 70. Cloudy tomorrow, high 87 to 93. Sunday partly sunny, high 89 to 93. Monday breezy in the morning, then cloudy with a thunderstorm, high 87 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
WOCA. The Centers is open for services. They can provide telehealth services via iPhone or Android cell phone or computer. Please call them at 352-291-5555.
listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Happy Friday, everybody. As we're moving through April 17th here to get to the weekend, making our way through it.
April 17th.
And kind of the premise of the show has been talking about, like I did from the first hour, was conversation in Washington about getting back to some normalcy.
You know, you're saying that, and then the state of New York is saying, well, we're going to wait till May 15th. And I'm saying, yeah. And a lot of people are saying this. What's 2 more? We're in the clutch of it right now. What's 2 more weeks? Why do we have to be out there May 1st and 2 more weeks? That's 2 more weeks incubation that you could stay home and maybe clear out more people rather than let's chance it. Let's get out there and let's socialize and drink. And this one person's a carrier but doesn't have it, and all of a sudden. And it could kick us in the butt.
Well, there's guidelines to it. That's what I was reading earlier this morning. There's
guidelines.
There's guidelines.
People listen to those, don't they?
Based on each governor in the state and what they decide to do based on county. So there's more to it than just like, open it up. It's back open.
Well, that's what it sounds like. New York's going to open up. And surrounding states.
Drinks around the house.
That's it. But I haven't heard. You probably have because you do the news more than I do. Although I listen to you all the time, you've been warned. The stoppage as you're coming into the state of Florida, they still doing that with the cars. They still checking them, especially if you have a New York plate.
I haven't heard any more about that.
I know that has that slowed down because they had a backup for miles. Trying to slow everything.
That's a good point. I haven't heard any more about that.
The airlines are starting to, again, they use social media rather than come on the radio, cheap son of a guns. Hopefully they'll start back on with the radio, saying, we're here now. We've got great deals for you when all this settles down. Because they better come up with some great deals coming up and not be greedy because all these people are wanting to fly. Use me. I'm better than the other. Well, what is your criteria when you want to fly? Because I know you fly, but as a passenger, is it price? Is it comfort? Forget food. You don't get food anymore.
Right.
My generation used to get airplane food.
Yeah.
I mean, there came, to me, I grew up with the TV dinners. That's what I called them, the TV dinners. They were good. But it was a meal, but that was, I think, most flights that I had, most of the time was coast to coast when I used to fly coast to coast.
Right, longer flights.
But the puddle hoppers, they used to give you a soda or a soda and a snack and no extra cost. Now a soda is like, want a soda, $2. It was like, all right.
Yeah, most places I know still give you the soda.
Not for free.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Every airline I've flown get you
no, they have
a beverage. Unless you go to a really low cost airfare
low cost airfare, everything is extra.
Right.
I made the mistake. I had a 2-hour flight, and I made a mistake of not bringing a collapsible water bottle, because most of the time you go through through TSA, and then you go into the waiting area, and they actually have the machine for filling up water. It's not in a water fountain; it has the straight down and fill it up. And I learned. I haven't flown in a long time, so that one time I went, I didn't have the bottle with me. I didn't get any water. I got in the plane. I went dry mouth. Water. I have a bottle of water, $2.
Yeah.
Well, that fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me. So now I bring the collapsible and whatever, or an empty bottle that I drank it all. But
right.
And it sounds like your bones are cracking when you have that in a little.
I think a big thing for people is just and that's why the lower fare or low cost airlines have been so popular. Is people's big thing is price.
Right, so that would be your first criteria, price and schedule?
For me, it doesn't matter much for me because
you fly.
Yeah, so a lot of people look for. It's funny because a lot of people look for price, but the people who fly often, like all the time, they look for the other amenities to it. Because they know that if they do it for business already,
flyer points and all that stuff. Right,
that's all taken care of. So then it's the other expectations, the leg room and stuff like that.
Once a month, you call yourself a frequent flyer?
Yeah, I guess you could. Because that's
But when you fly, you fly commercial, or do you quote unquote borrow a plane and go somewhere?
No. If I'm going to go like back up north to Ohio and I'm going to fly there, I'd just commercial airline.
You go commercial airline.
Yep.
Okay.
I would like to if I could, but it's pretty expensive to take a small airplane. If I was going to rent it, if I had a buddy that's like, hey, take my airplane. Just
do they do that at the airport? Is there a rent a plane or rent a pilot with plane? Logic, rent a pilot with plane.
Rent a plane and have the pilot? No, we don't do that. That's in the areas of charter. We don't do charter.
Charter, that's it.
Yeah, we don't do charter.
Nobody does it over there.
There is not at this moment any charter.
So you would have to call, let's say, Tampa.
Okay.
For example, say, I live in Ocala and I need a pilot and a jet or a prop or whatever to pick me up in Ocala, and I want to go. Then they would fly here, pick you up, and take you wherever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
There's a, what do they call it? I think it's called Charter Hub or something, but there's a big, thick magazine in a lot of these fixed-based operation areas where they have these magazines where you can look through each state to see what charter operations there are.
They're available.
That are available. Yep.
I remember when Terry Bradshaw came on air here, he has his own jet and pilot.
Yep.
And they flew him to Tampa. And then he drove up here and he did whatever. He had to do something here, and I think had something in Gainesville, I remember.
Really?
And then he came back here to be on the air. He drove.
They didn't just land in Ocala and then.
Well, then he came back. Well, then the pilot picked him up in Ocala.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That sounds like they kind of miscommunicated. Bring me into Tampa. That's easier. Oh shoot! There's an airport in Ocala.
Well, no, he had business in Tampa first.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, he had business in Tampa first.
And it was cheaper just to drive. And then knowing his personality, he's like, heck, I'll drive.
Well, yeah, he was, yeah.
There's places I got to eat and stop on the way. Oh, boy, I'm just going to drive.
Yeah. Well, you see Terry Bradshaw on TV and everything. That's Terry Bradshaw.
Oh,
He's not, doesn't put it on. No. He's a character. He was cool.
And I think that's why a lot of people like him, because he's just himself. There's no put on.
Here it is. Day or night. Here it is. It's for wife.
And I know you don't watch a whole lot of sports. But
no. Wait a minute. I watch a lot of sports. I don't follow sports. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah? You watch sports?
I know the rules, and I watch, but I don't follow teams. I don't follow football players or basketball players or golf. I know Mikolas.
Yeah?
Golfer, Mikolas, with an M. Mickelson. See? Well, I was close.
And there's Jack Nicklaus.
Nicholas, I thought it was, with an M.
There's Jack Nicklaus.
There's Jack Nicklaus.
Phil Mickelson.
No.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to watch him now.
But you do watch. I didn't know you watch. I thought.
Oh, yeah. I watch. I like. See, but I won't watch for hours. I'll watch 10 or 15 minutes. And, okay, I'm done. And I click on. But sometimes golf, I like, because I try to play golf. But I like to watch, especially if it's interesting.
Yeah.
Not, he's on the 7th green. He's there. He's going to hit the ball. He's checking it out. Wait, he's checking the wind. Wait, he's kneeling down. Wait, and it's like, oh, look, the paint's drying. So those announcers I feel bad for, because they've got to talk about something while this guy is deciding how he's going to hit the ball in. But then when they hit it in and they have those shots.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I like about Facebook, where everybody puts the whole kit and caboodle together of all these different shots from all different people that are the shots. You just watch them one after the other. Hey, that's cool. That's cool.
So anyway, Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just going to say that on television, he is himself, and then you can tell with him the way he is, makes him personable. And then it's funny, too, is with the younger guys that are around him that are on the TV, like the Strahans and the other guys and the Tony Gonzalez, they're trying to be more like, all right, I'm on television. I've got to carry. Yeah, I've got to carry that and everything else, and be neutral in opinions.
Would he be called a color commentator kind of thing, or
he's definitely colorful.
A little
personality.
A little life into the program rather than, and the score is 27-24, 47-22, and 22-7.
That's cricket. You just mentioned the score of cricket because there's so many scores.
There you go.
He doesn't do. He just does the
football.
The panel. He doesn't call games or anything.
No, he doesn't call games.
Yeah,
he just the panel at halftime or whatever.
Yep. Which is a great gig. And just talk about it.
Why not?
Just talk about, hey, this is my opinion.
I couldn't do it. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't fake it. I would. First of all, I couldn't pronounce all the names.
No.
Because, well, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know that because of the name, because of all the years he's been in business. But if you picked up a newspaper, now, if you get a kid, never watched the movie of him, okay, and here's his name, Arnold
Schwarzenschnitzel.
Yeah, they look at it and go, But
I know, because doing this radio thing and reading a lot of news, I'm finding out there's a lot of ridiculous, but crazy names out there.
Of everything, I cannot. That's why I don't do news. I cannot do names. I don't profess to know how to do. No. I will destroy some. You want to come on the show? Sure. And here is, introduce yourself. And let them pronounce their name, and maybe I'll remember it and I can say it again. But other than that, no.
Can you pronounce my last name?
Michelin? No.
No.
I can't.
Michelin. Close. It's close. It's pretty good.
Close.
It's pretty good.
Well, you say it quicker.
No, see, you're right. Like, having done this, a big part of it, I was just telling my girl the other day, the amount of names that are, because you try to go with first. I could have been
wise but said just Adam, but okay.
Yeah, you try to go with first what it looks like, how it's spelled, right? You try to say how it's spelled.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you catch it, you're like, that doesn't flow.
My last name is Martone. I've been called Martinez, Martin. I'm going.
Yeah, but if I see yours on paper, it's
they're reading it.
It says how's it sounds.
Yeah, they're reading it, and I'm saying, take a breath, look at the paper, and see how you pronounce my name. And they look. You see the light bulb, because telemarketers, they go through a zillion names all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And blah 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 blah. So they don't really.
Do you think most telemarketers, when they're working down that page, they get to Smith, Johnson, they're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah.
Even if they're from somewhere else, and they're like, oh, Smith. Very good.
What's your name?
Good.
George. I love to get calls and what's your Robert? What's your name? Robert. It's like, sure it is. Sure it is. Would you like a Slurpee with that? I tell you that we're here to help you no matter what you want to do. We know more than you think you know. What? What? And I will say, when I first got into the computers years ago, in the 90s, 91, 90-something, I was with Bell South, and I stood on, 2, 3, 4 hours at a time with tech, working with them.
Yeah.
Teaching me how to do, how to put together a website by scratch, and I used to do that back then.
Man.
With HTMLs and the whole thing. There was no copy and paste back then. It was, you want the color red, you got to find it, type it in red, get it, set it, look at it, then publish it. And then once it's published, then it goes out to the World Wide Web.
Then you see the mistake you made when it's yellow when it should have been red, and then you have to go redo it all again and then republish it.
Why yell it? No, very funny. But it took 8 hours or more just to put a page together, step by step by step, until you. And there was tricks called tunneling, where you come in under the and it was a class and a half. But back then I think it was Bell South that worked with me. We were buying all this from them to run it, so they knew if they invested the time in me to work with this, then I would build another page and another page and another. And back then, I think, remember, you paid by the page.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So it was by the page, and then I actually had movement on mine, and video and all. And it was like, whoa! It was 91. Who did that back then? Yeah. I did. It was one of the first ones on there. And then I got in trouble. It was a link, and we did a link from my site to somebody else's site, and their site to my site. It's just a link, and you want to find tools or whatever. It was an industrial website. Well, to get their attention for their link, they put a little link there with a little movement. It was dancing girls, a little nothing like saloon dancing girls. Okay, nothing risque, and that's what got the attention. Then you click and go to their website. Our site was more static and it was industrial. If you want to look, blah blah. Well, the owner would say, What do you mean? You can't have dancing girls on our website. I said, why not? He said, because we're an industrial, website. It has to be look, industrial and I said, but that's for them. Ours is on theirs. It doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost anything. It was, each other did. So I had to cut the link, and of course they cut ours link right away too. So
is that right?
Any prospective customer I would have got off of them, and vice versa. So
that's interesting. Maybe it's just one of those things because back then that was being facetious. Like everybody thought, well, what's that? If we click that, where's that going to take us?
It said what it was.
Take you to
it wasn't a risque.
Yeah,
it wasn't a risque
dancing saloon. The next thing you know, you got.
It was another supply company, but they wanted to get eyes. Yeah, they wanted to get eyes on it. It was, we're the root and tootin' supply company for you here, and it was someplace out west or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But again, it was just like his way of looking at it. And he was the boss. I said, no problem. Click, and I called them up and said, I had to take your your link off. Unless you got one that's a static link that stays there, doesn't do anything. He'll do it otherwise. That's what we do because I said, sorry. Okay, no hard feelings.
And that's back in the day of the old dial-up 56K modem.
AOL, yeah.
I watched a video where they had kids nowadays, younger generation, teenagers, use an old computer with Windows 95 and AOL to sign into the internet and then get the reactions from them. They're like, okay, here's your computer. And they're like, we get it. It's an old computer. And they're like, all right, first, can you turn it on?
And then
they're like, all right, yeah. So then, of course, they push just the button on the screen, and they're like, what? But you have to push both buttons and one on the back or whatever.
Yeah, I remember.
So as it boots up and everything comes through, they're like, oh, Windows 95. Oh, wow.
Well,
okay, that's old.
Bad.
Yeah, not bad. But then they're like, all right, go ahead and get to the internet. And they're like, yeah, what do you got to do? Okay, well, maybe it's this. And they click on what has the icon. And then they're like, what's that sound? Oh, yeah, that's doing the dial-up. And then you have to wait for, because remember, everything was through how many hours you had with the disc CD-ROM that you put in with the AOL. And what's funny is
AOL's not on anymore, is it?
I don't know. But what's incredible is I've got a buddy of mine. His family was always, whenever you look back in history at certain things, they were always like the Ponzi schemers of getting all the stuff. So, for example, back then, it was how you could get the free in the mail up to 3 hours free of AOL Internet with the disc as like a trial thing.
Yeah.
Well, it was always something where it's like, oh, we got like 25 discs at home, so we've got all kinds of free internet from the discs, and each time
they would just
putting it in, they're like, here, let me show you the trick. You got to go to this website, you put this in, and they'll end up sending you your free mailers, and it's ended up, next thing you know, you got like a week free of hours of internet through AOL. But you had to wait as it was dialing up.
Oh, yeah.
That the little running man, and then it would say connecting,
I forgot about that.
And then it would turn, and then it would come through. And then, of course, the big thing with the internet at that time was just to get online to check your email. You've got mail.
I like that because you're sitting there all of a sudden, boop, you got mail. I got mail. Now I'm glad I don't have that. You know the amount of mail I get.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got mail. You've got mail. Mail. That voice, believe it or not, is a little shout out to my hometown. The guy is actually from Akron, Ohio, and that voice was recorded. He was an old weatherman, I think.
I bet you would.
Somewhere from the news.
I would like 1/10 of a cent every time someone hits that, please.
Yeah, he gets nothing for it.
Yeah, he paid one shot and that was it.
He that's perfect.
We'll pay you $2,000, okay. How about residuals?
No. If that was the case, he would be let's say he got half a cent for every time.
1/16 of a cent.
Yeah, then he would ungodly amounts of money.
They don't use that anymore, though, but...
No. It'd be nice if they did. Every time you open up your phone, you've got mail.
Oh,
I'm sure you can find it so you can have it.
Mine does,
yeah.
But it doesn't talk. A symbol comes up, and it says 21, and it has a little symbol of an envelope or whatever it does. And I just, if I want to click, boom, and then it just shows you all of them. And there's one little thing in the right lower corner that says clear. They're all gone.
All gone.
Now they don't.
Drag my finger, delete all.
It's when I clear them, they just clear off the phone. Now when I go on the internet via desktop,
yeah,
they're all there.
They're all there.
Yeah,
man.
It just takes them off the phone. And says, thank you.
Yeah.
We're down to the bottom.
We're down to the bottom of the 10 o'clock hour.
Wow.
Stay tuned. WOCA Ocala. WOCA, the source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. We'll be back right after this.
News. I'm Chris Foster. Decisions on when and what to reopen as the coronavirus outbreak progresses are up to individual state governors, but they now have new federal guidelines to consider with reopenings in phases. Dr. Anthony Fauci with the National Institutes of Health tells Fox.
It creates a baseline of a starting point, which we call the gating, where you have to have a certain degree of indication that the outbreak is decreasing over a period of time.
In the hardest hit state, New York,
the governor announced the shutdown will be extended to May 15th in coordination with neighboring states, and clashed again with the mayor of New York City by suggesting schools could reopen before summer, even though the mayor says he wants them shut down until September.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. President Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen's being released from federal prison a year and a half early to go on house arrest because of the virus outbreak. America's listening to Fox News.